Thoughts on Spirituality, Chapter 4.
I want to speak directly to souls at this time. Many souls are crying out for me. They think I do not hear. It is they who do not hear. They are not listening for my voice, which must be heard in the silence of their heart. A soul who does not put himself in a quiet state will not hear me. You, my child, have just blocked off your ears and closed your eyes for 10 minutes in order to focus wholly on me. And we are communicating in a supernatural way. But you understand that in order to hear me, and it has always been this way for you, you must block out the noisy distractions of this world which grow louder by the day. I would encourage souls to remove noise from their lives. Turn off the televisions. Turn off the radios. Many conversations are better avoided. In this new silence, they will find their heart recollected. In their recollected heart, they will find me, who has been waiting for them. I am here, dear soul. You need only look into your heart. I ache for you, for your pain, for your loneliness, for your isolation. Each soul feels alone at times and understands that human consolation is empty. They must seek spiritual or heavenly consolation. If you feel a stirring inside, it is your soul seeking me. Answer your soul, my dear lost one, for you will find me waiting, and I will solve all of your problems. I can work in you in miraculous ways if only you will allow me. You have sought other consolations which have disappointed you. Now try me. I am here. I love you. I await you. I want to address holy souls. So often you become discouraged. You do not bear with yourself at all. I, your Jesus, have endless patience with your flaws and weaknesses. You must trust me to forgive you and overlook these human frailties. I am not like a spy waiting to catch you at bad behavior. Rather, I am your friend, your greatest advocate. I applaud your small attempts at holiness. Along with the communion of saints, I am pulling for you, my holy chosen souls. There is great work to be done, so let us not waste time worrying over your humanity. I don't expect perfection. Please do not expect it from yourself, and you won't be discouraged. You must walk with confidence toward me, always seeking my will. In the smallest details of your day, seek my will. I will make it known to you, and gradually you will live in a world that is saying yes to God. Hunger will disappear. The blackness of sin will recede. And little by little, my goodness will spread to all mankind. This is not impossible. You are skeptical because you live in a world poisoned by skepticism. This skepticism does not come from me. Be, instead, filled with hope and certainty. Be certain that the impossible is easy for me. I could exert my divinity in this world, But I don't want to do that. I want you, my chosen ones, to bring about this renewal. That is your mission. Impossible, you say? It is not impossible for me if you allow me to work through each one of you. And you will be part of the greatest renewal in the history of your world. It is coming. So be of good cheer and do not become discouraged. When you feel hopeless, come to me and I will infuse you with fresh hope and joy. Your work is important to me.
The Blessed Mother says, I am here, child. Be at peace. You do not hear us as distinctly as you would like because you are not praying enough. You must pray more, and Jesus and I can take over your life to a greater degree. I know you wish this. The trip on Sunday is my gift for you, so have no fear. I want you to go. I will arrange every detail. I do this often for the little souls under my care, and I long to place every little soul under my protection, if only they would come to me. Jesus requires great things of his chosen souls, and any soul reading this must understand that we are talking to you. There is great work to be done. Sin, hunger, want, and destruction are the result of many, many souls refusing to serve my Son. If even one soul makes a decision to serve Jesus in a consistent way, the world begins to change. You don't see it, but it is happening. Jesus seeks a worldwide renewal. You must participate for it to be complete. You must leave the smallness of your humanity for a moment and see the world from the heavenly perspective. We, the communion of saints, are doing our part from heaven. We are working in the world in a supernatural way, along with countless angels. The help available to souls during this time is unlimited. Do you want to serve Christ? Do you want to be a part of this renewal? Say yes to my Son in the silence of your heart, and you will see him begin to work within you in an extraordinary way. He will build your trust and faith until you seek only his will. Your joy will overflow, little child, because you will have a foretaste of the joy of heaven and the beautiful existence that awaits you. Do not be afraid. I am with each of you and desire to lead you along this path. You will not be disappointed if you come to us. Let nothing stand in the way of your conversion to silence. It is there you will find Jesus. Jesus,
I am with you, child. I feel your weakness and sickness and will adjust your responsibilities accordingly. This will pass. Offer your suffering to me so that I can nourish souls, especially souls who are in error and in danger of falling away. My heart aches for them. They feel they have been abandoned, yet it is they who have abandoned the true faith. Suffer willingly for them, little one. We must draw them back with goodness and joy. A true follower of mine is joyful and serene. When you see Christians who claim to be following me, but they are sad and morose, you should be alert. Despair and depression do not come from me. My followers are given hope and a lightness of spirit despite difficulties. If you yourself notice you are feeling sad more often, it is because you are not connected to me through prayer and the sacraments. Be vigilant about your faith, and you will not falter. I am with you. I will never leave you. Ask me for courage, and courage will be yours.
Our Mother says,
You cannot always attend Mass when you would like. This is a cross, and you can offer it to Jesus. You will benefit as though you had attended, particularly on days like today when your intention to assist was present. Your decision to see to the children was correct. We are with you as you perform your duties, and your duties become a prayer, particularly when you unite them to us. Remember that your vocation as a wife and mother is divine and will be blessed accordingly. Be happy, little child. You serve your Jesus well, despite your fatigue.
Jesus.
You will overflow with answers.
I feel such gratitude today. On the human side, I'm grateful I've been given a few hours to rest. On the spiritual side, I was afraid I could not serve Jesus as I am so unwell. But I see that all I have to do is sit here and He sends the words. I want so badly to work for Jesus. Yesterday I sat down to do some money-earning office work and He stopped me.
Work for me first. Always see to my interests first. I will then bless your other endeavours.
I obeyed and felt badly that He had to tell me that. I feel I'm getting better at paying attention, but heaven knows, just as I say that, I'm probably preparing for a big failing. I must get better at relying wholly on Jesus and Mary, and then I will move more quickly through His work. They are forced to go slowly with me because of my flaws. I am off to Knock today on my mini pilgrimage. My son said last night, I want to go to Knock. I think this should be a family pilgrimage. I nearly burst out laughing. No way. This little one is not interested in the prayer end of things, I don't think. He just wanted the trip. I thank God and the Blessed Mother for this day. Jesus.
Again you feel the weight of my cross. Unite your sufferings to me, child, that I may benefit souls. Father is my servant. You must trust His guidance. I will leave nothing to chance, and you should stop questioning my plan, method, or goals. All you need do is be at peace and do the work I ask you to do. I will never leave you. And you will never fail me in this regard, because it is my work. Be an example of peace to your brothers and sisters, so that they too may desire union with me. That is the challenge to my followers. If you have a peaceful countenance, you reflect me, your Saviour. Others see this and desire it. What is it about that person? They ask. If you are a follower, your holiness will shine from within you, and that is what they will identify. Be at peace. Fear is not from me and does not draw you closer to me. You must strive for confidence in your God. I will be with you, even until the end of time. Your sufferings will console you greatly later when you join me. You will never be sorry you suffered for your Jesus. I am bringing you along, and soon you will no longer feel the weight of this cross.
The Blessed Mother.
The gifts I gave you in Knock will soon become apparent to you. What happiness you will experience through your charity, love of neighbour, and devotion to me. Try not to worry over this work, dear one. As Jesus said, it is His work, and as such will be completed with very little effort on your part. You see that now, don't you? Some days will be more difficult than others, but that is always the way. Even for me, during my time on earth, it was that way. Souls are saved through our obedient children, regardless of the difficulty they are experiencing. Please don't think that because you are struggling, your offering is less. On the contrary, during the times when you feel you are making the least progress, we are moving you forward. Jesus wants you to be at peace. He wants you to radiate peace. You must pray often, little dove, and we will put this peace into your heart. Your smile will reflect us, your heavenly friends, and many will find consolation there. I am with you in a special way during this time and will watch over you closely. Speak to your other heavenly friends also for assistance. What great graces are available to our children who are paying attention and desire to serve us. No soul with such a desire, no matter how small and weak, will be left without complete protection. Your mother is with you and remains by your side.
I was considering Mary's meeting of Jesus during the Stations of the Cross, and Jesus said,
When you look upon the face of my mother, no sacrifice is too great. Her sweetness and goodness strike deeply into your heart, and you determine that mountains may move, but you will not disappoint this good and holy woman. My chosen souls must rely on Mary, the Mother of God, to a greater degree during these times. She is making herself available in an extraordinary way right now for the help of her little children. Be humble and ask your mother for help. She will not disappoint you. She will lead you directly to my Sacred Heart, wherein souls are confirmed in grace, as you have been confirmed in grace. Fear will leave you, and a firmness of intention will pervade your actions. My mother wants to lead her children, and she has been given every permission from the Father in heaven.
The Blessed Mother adds,
My heart aches for my little ones. I see them twisting and turning in despair. How I hover near them, waiting for them to glance at me, so that I may rush in to comfort and guide them. Alas, they look everywhere but to heaven. It was never this way to such a degree in the world. People are ashamed to ask God for help because they feel it is a sign of weakness. They fear trust. They think it makes them like children. So it does. And that is what they must be to enter in the kingdom of heaven, which is their eternal home. We must help souls to realize that it is time to come back to Jesus now. Time is short. There is no other way to say that. I want all souls to convert in the silence of their hearts, and Jesus and I will lead them by the hand. No harm shall come upon them if they turn to us in their hearts. My heart is soft and forgiving. Like any good mother, I forget the mistakes of my children almost immediately. I can help poor sinners to forgive themselves and seek the forgiveness of my Son, a forgiveness that heals and strengthens. Sinners must not be afraid. They must simply close their eyes and say, God, I have made mistakes. I'm sorry. I am your child, though, and seek to be united to you. My child, all of heaven weeps for joy when even one soul makes this act of humility and love. How we rush in to assist this soul and protect him from the attacks of the evil one. We nurture and guide this soul until he is back walking the path to Christ with confidence. Don't be afraid, dear souls. You will find no recriminations, only love. Be reconciled to the loving heart of my Son, who will lead you to the Father. What joy will be mine to see you safely with Jesus.
Today at Mass, Jesus told me to come home directly instead of doing the Stations of the Cross. He wanted me to write. I asked him if I could do my housework first, and he said,
Yes, complete your duties first.
I am trying to be careful because the Blessed Mother has asked me not to be on the computer in the mornings, stating that my children need me. This morning, I came in to check my mail quickly, and 3 times the computer would not start. It got to a certain point in the startup and froze. In frustration, I rebooted and tried again and again. Only then did it strike me that the Blessed Mother was making a point. This morning after communion, Jesus said,
You must try to obey immediately and completely. Your mother wishes to guide you and form you. In the future, obey with purity of spirit.
Again, feeling like 2 inches tall, I hurriedly agreed and tossed up an apology. Jesus.
Begin with my passion. If souls would immerse themselves in my passion once a day, they would begin to develop a greater love for me. Love is sacrifice. The present world sees sacrifice as something negative. This causes divorce, because the moment someone is asked to make sacrifices for another, they become outraged and feel they are being treated unjustly. This is not the case. Sacrifice brings its own rewards and forms the character of a person into holiness. Even in the case of parental sacrifice, people object. As such, many children are left abandoned and neglected. This grieves me. This angers my Father. Children are a gift, indeed the greatest gift, and the world wishes to throw them away. We must remind humanity that life comes from God, and God decides when the earthly sojourn will end. In the case of suicide, often the person is being led by darkness. My mercy is complete. Console others with the reality of the endless depth of God's mercy. Never fear for a soul who has died. Pray for them and do not forget them. But you must tell souls that they should never fear for the salvation of loved ones. Their prayers alone at times are sufficient for the heart of their loved one to turn to me with remorse. My heart melts instantaneously, and I take them to my breast, never to be parted. Reflect with happiness on the mercy of your Jesus and the compassion of your heavenly comrades. Remember that your brothers and sisters in heaven walk your paths of conversion. There is nothing new in this world in that respect. The only new occurrence is the level of darkness which I seek to dispel now. Be at peace, and let your heart be filled with my light. There are those who wish to help you in your mission my little one. You know who they are because they are coming to you in various ways. Use them. You sense I am smiling. It makes me happy to see my children working together and loving each other. My blessing is upon you.
Help me never to be afraid, Lord, but to always be cautious. This day is beginning with sickness and pain, but a light spirit. How joyful is the service of our God. Truly, His yoke is easy and His burden is light, in that the closer you get, the greater your desire to serve. Indeed, the lightness of spirit is present in our Lord's service, and prayer restores the buoyancy of the soul so that one proceeds joyfully. I'm not cut out for martyrdom. I don't mind complaining when necessary, but Jesus makes you smile. So it would be fakery to have a sad face because you are sick. Such courage is required to begin a day at times when you feel sick. But when you have practiced depending on Jesus, you get better at it. You then have the courage to begin difficult days or tasks, because your experience assures you that Jesus will be not only walking with you, but sharing and sometimes completely shouldering the weight of your cross. Every morning you must wake and think, God has work for me. There is something terribly important I must do today for Him. I have been placed here particularly for this day and these tasks. This morning, feeling cheerfully ill, I said, Lord, I might not get much accomplished today. He replied,
Slow down. Work steadily. Yesterday you accomplished a great deal, but today you will accomplish much more important work. Sometimes your tasks have to do more with loving. You could remain in bed all day, but have loved much and achieved greater things than on a day when you ran from one task to another with a rapidly beating heart. My creatures were meant to move steadily. The world seems to be demanding that you move quickly. Refuse this gambit by the evil one. If you are forced to move frantically through your days, that is a sign that I want your life to change. This is important, dear souls. Be advised. I want your life to move more slowly. I want you to be recollected with me through your day. Every day, always. This is not possible, Jesus, you protest. But, dear child, all things are possible with me. Slow down. You cannot love if you are running. Too many of my children are running through their lives and no longer see their loved ones, even while they are in their presence. Be with the people who are in your presence. Listen to them. Just listening to a person creates calmness. The decision to listen forces you to stop talking. Your mind might continue to race for a few moments, but ask me to steady you, and I will do that. I will stop the frantic chasing of your thoughts so that you can leave your little pile of problems with me where they belong, and love someone whom I have chosen to walk through life with you, if only briefly. I want my love to fill this world. I want to begin a worldwide endeavour which begins with each of you. Love each person with whom I place you today. The smaller, more powerless and more damaged they are, the more I want them to see Christ shining out at them from your eyes. Only in this way will I be put back in my rightful place. Be warned. The evil one, looking at you from the eyes of some of your brothers and sisters, will identify me within you. You will be the object of derision at times. How those opportunities delighted my saints. Practice that attitude, and these same opportunities will delight you also. This is my promise to you, dearest ones. Walk with me, live with me, and you will no longer feel any stings this world attempts to inflict upon you. They will bounce from you like so many pointless arrows. Are you listening, my children? I want this from you. Do not disappoint me, and all joy will be yours. Your Jesus loves you and speaks directly to your hearts at this time. Listen for me. I am there with you.
Our mother adds,
See the beauty of my Son's plan. Do you not feel it in your hearts, little children? There is no room for sadness and despair when you walk toward heaven. Only happiness and hope, regardless of your earthly concerns. We are in every cross you carry. Jesus' plan is perfect and allows for every eventuality. You may question him at times, my small ones, but never doubt him. You will know no disappointment if you follow us. Jesus is concerned about the fastness of today's world. It provides distraction and causes the spirit to move constantly, never pausing and recollecting itself. This is why so many of our children struggle with anxiety. Remember that anxiety never comes from God and is a sure sign that something is amiss in the way you are living. We seek to change this now. You chosen ones are the beginning of our movement of silence, peace, and love. What you feel in your heart right now is my gift to you. Be joyful, my little ones. Your mother is with you and loves you immeasurably.